Hello everyone, my name is Fabo and welcome back to Minecraft FTB Infinity Evolved. So today I want to talk about what consoles I had in my childhood. The first console I had was the Nintendo DS Lite, and on that I had Animal Crossing, I had Lego Star Wars or Lego games in general. I pretty much mostly played Animal Crossing, having my own island, having the NPCs to play with, catching bugs, fishing, which was my favorite hobby in Animal Crossing and actually still is a relaxing mechanic of Minecraft I like to use sometimes. Then next off, I also mentioned Lego games. I mostly played Lego Star Wars, The Complete Saga, and Lego Indiana Jones. I kind of liked that the Lego games were different on the DS, because while I am intrigued by recently, like the first time was in September last year, but also like 2 weeks ago or so, I saw on YouTube how well the Lego Star Wars 2 game was. And I know it was not received that well by the community from what I saw on YouTube, but it had a lot of potential. Like, I like obscure versions of games a lot when they have things you wouldn't see if you only played one version of the game. And especially with Lego games, it was the way that Lego Star Wars or Lego Indiana Jones was completely different between the DS version and the console version. Then again, that was for all Lego games, because it isn't that easy to put a complex game onto a Nintendo DS in the way you could put it on a console or on PC. But I like the effort I saw in the Lego Star Wars 2 game I saw on YouTube. I liked the way they handled most things in the DS game for the Complete Saga. And generally, I like it when there are different versions of games, because, for example, more obscure games for handheld consoles with less power than the normal consoles do get a little more creative with what they work with. And honestly, I know that Lego Star Wars 2 DS had some issues from what I saw on YouTube, where it was laggy or glitchy, but considering how much they put into that game, mechanic-wise or graphics-wise, I feel like that was because it tried to stay closer to the original games, and then they saw it long term. I don't know how soon after they realized it, or if it was already realized during development. But I think there was some moment where they saw, well, we can't put a complex game like this on the DS because of the hardware, so we should probably just try to make something unique for the DS. And if that's what they went with in the later Lego games, in Lego Indiana Jones, I liked how they had different types of pets, where you could have blue pets where you would just collect blue bricks. Or was that in the second game of Lego Indiana Jones? But I think in the first game it also was a mechanic where you collected 3 blue bricks and then could build something. Then there was the yellow pad, where you could use the microphone from the DS, and by blowing air into the microphone, you would blow up the rubber boat you had in the game. Then could just use the boat to drive around, which was impressive to me because I was used to not having vehicles from the complete Saga game. And then you had the brown pads for Indiana Jones for his whip, and red pads for Marion, or the monkey guy with the eye patch from the movie. And you could just use the red pads for turning into a monkey and climbing walls only monkeys can climb. I liked that there were lots of mini games you'd play in the hub world. I kind of miss that we don't have normal hub worlds like we had in those games anymore. Like the DS version of Lego Indiana Jones was similar to Lego Star Wars in a way where it also had doors you could walk through to enter the levels, and I kind of miss that mechanic from the newer Lego games. Actually, it was pretty much only in Lego Star Wars for the consoles, and then also in Lego Indiana Jones for the DS. But I actually like that mechanic. If I ever make a game where you have lots of levels like this, I would kind of want that mechanic to return, so I would probably add it in if I were to work on another game. I also liked how many collectibles there were, like mini kits. In the Wii versions you could unlock lots of things, like in Lego Star Wars you would be able to unlock ships with that. Only in the Wii version or in the console version in general, but not in the DS version, because there you couldn't select ships because the vehicle levels locked you in the story mode. And in the Indiana Jones games you would basically just collect the artifacts to get artifact models in the hub world, both on the console versions and on the DS version. I also played Lego Harry Potter, both games, and both on DS and Wii. I also played Lego Batman and Lego Batman 2 on both, though for the DS I had Lego Batman 1 first, and for the Wii I had Lego Batman 2 first, and only then played Lego Batman 1 afterwards. Next off there was Mario Kart, both on DS and Wii. I played the DS version and the Wii version a lot. Mostly the DS version, but I also love the Wii version. I think if I had to pick a favorite Mario Kart version, it would be Mario Kart Wii, because, well, I mostly feel fond of Wii games in general because in comparison to the DS, the graphics were a lot better, and even nowadays I prefer those graphics because modern Nintendo games, or modern games in general, often feel a little too polished for my taste. Like, it's a little overdone with how perfect the 3D models look. I prefer the Wii era of gaming, or at least the Wii era of Mario. And I loved the DS version because it had lots of cool maps. Like, again, in comparison to the Wii, some tracks were taken to the Wii like it was on the DS version. Some were improved upon, some were expanded. and some new maps were made. And of course, for the DS to have older maps like from the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube era, it's easier because the hardware is less less apart from capability from the DS than the DS is from the Wii. And the DS version also had cool minigames. I love minigames in games like that. Then Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games for the DS and for the Wii. And the Summer Games in London 2012. Also on the Wii were other games I played. And I liked the adventure mode on the DS version. I liked the winter camp thingy on the Wii version of the Winter Games. And I loved the Summer Games London tour minigame from the Wii. And I think that was my favorite Mario and Sonic Olympic game. I didn't play other ones, like I didn't have the Olympics 2010 game on the DS. I didn't have the 2016 and 2020 games for 3DS and Switch, because I didn't have a 3DS, and on the Switch I didn't get it. And this year I was thinking about getting it, because I prefer getting Nintendo games from a physical shop. I was looking for the Switch version of the Olympics, but I didn't find it. I don't even know if it got discontinued or if the stores around me just didn't have it anymore. But I am looking into getting that to play again, because maybe I could get an awesome experience again. I have no idea if there were minigames like the London tour or like any Mario and Sonic minigames were around. Oh, and also the DS version of the Winter Games had a bingo minigame. That was also fun. But yeah, I am looking into getting the Switch game of the Olympics. I was gonna look into the 2024 Olympics if there had been a game, but from what I looked up, there were rumors about there being a game in the works, but as far as I know, there was none, and there were no plans to releasing it. If so, it might have been for another game. Then I also had a wiki game, which was based on a TV show called Wiki, which is about a Viking boy. And the wiki game I had from my DS was like a 2D platformer similar to Mario. I kind of wish there were more simplistic games like that, but maybe I should look more into retro gaming. I do think I should have gotten the Nintendo NES retro version, or maybe the Sega version they released later on. And if I do find one when looking around, I might buy one. Next off, for the Wii, I also played a lot of Super Mario Galaxy 2, which was my first and still favorite Mario 3D game. Like, I played lots of Mario 3D games. I played Super Mario Galaxy 2, which was the first. I played Super Mario 64, both the Wii version and the Nintendo DS version. Though I didn't play it on the N64 because that was before my time. 3D All-Stars, I also played, again, Mario 64 when they re-released it. I played Mario Sunshine through that, and I played the first Super Mario Galaxy game, but to me, nothing can beat the second Galaxy game. But maybe it's just more about me loving the Wii controller, like the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. Because honestly, I would love to play with that on my PC. Though obviously lots of games couldn't handle that because while the Wii Remote is Bluetooth compatible with PCs, first of all, I don't fully know if key binding would accept it. I don't know if key binding would be possible in all the games I want to play, or if I would have to change the keys in the game files somehow, or if I would have to... Well, other games would have the problem that the Wii Remote with Nunchuck wouldn't have enough buttons for key binding. After having played on the Wii for so many years, it just feels right to me to play like that. So I don't think I could use my old Wii Remote or my old Nunchuck anymore, because I'm pretty sure it got sticky keys or isn't at the best quality anymore. And I do miss playing Super Mario Galaxy 2. So maybe I might consider buying or knockoff Wii remotes on Amazon, and maybe try some emulator to play Super Mario Galaxy 2 again. If I do that, I could imagine maybe playing through Galaxy 2, or maybe playing through Wii games through emulation, or games in general with emulators, to just bring back those fond memories. And also putting videos of those games on my channel. Also, I don't feel bad about emulations or emulators, because as far as I'm concerned, I have to believe that if you bought a game and you emulate it, you still supported the company that produced, or at least published and sold the game. And if you want to play it again but can't legally, or can't do it in a reasonable way because the company doesn't sell the hardware or the software anymore, they won't lose out on sales because they can't provide the product anymore that you want. And if they can't provide the product, they wouldn't be losing out on any real money just because you emulate. I would be willing to pay for a Wii or for Wii remotes or nunchucks or the Wii games if they're still officially being sold. I did actually buy a Wii game 2 years ago, and again, if a game gets discontinued but you want to play it, you would be willing to pay for it, then in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with using emulators. If the company that produced or uploaded the game isn't offering it anymore, no one will lose out on money, realistically. And lastly, regarding Wii games, I also played a lot of Wii Sports and Wii Fit Plus. And that was because both my brother and I each had our own Wii. My brother got the Wii with Wii Sports, and I got it with the Wii Balance Sport and Wii Fit Plus. And my brother is older than me, so before I had a Wii, I played on his Wii with him together. And when we created Mies, that was actually part of the origin story of my username or my YouTube name, because my real life name is Fabian, or in German Fabian. And my brother suggested that when we were creating our Mies, that mine should be called Fabo, because my name is Fabian or Fabian, and Fabo sounds cooler, and I still agree with that. And that's why I call myself Fabo online. Regarding the other parts of my name, like the 2 underscores and the HD, that is tied together with YouTube and with Minecraft, actually. Because in Germany, there's a YouTuber called Gomme HD, and he was my favorite Minecraft YouTuber years ago. I haven't watched him in a while because the series I watched from him were mostly modded Minecraft, and eventually he switched to other games like Fortnite and less modded Minecraft, more modded minigames, which I used to like to watch when it was Bed Wars, but other games like Sky Wars aren't really my thing, so I stopped watching him eventually. And because of him, I wanted to be named Fabo HD, but when creating that Minecraft account I have, Fabo HD was already taken. Then I was like, Fabo underscore HD. Fabo underscore HD was already taken, so then I decided Fabo underscore HD, and that's how I got my Minecraft name and later on YouTube name. So yeah, that's the backstory of my name. And what I loved about Wii Sports and Wii Fit Plus was, like, back then it felt super realistic somehow. Kind of like VR, but more is left to your imagination. In the Wii Fit Plus game Jogging, we're able to walk around a city. Not really, but it still felt awesome. It felt immersive to me. Probably also because the Wii had motion controls with the Wii remote, with the nunchuck, with the balance board. And to this day, the Wii is actually my favorite gaming console in all of history. Like, sure, PC gaming is fun, but I actually prefer using a nunchuck and a Wii remote. But sadly, those aren't a thing anymore. So now we completed our smeltery. And you see that I collected 3 seared stone bricks, and that's because of one crafting recipe, which would be like this and 4 metal blocks. But we can't do it yet because we don't have enough iron, but no worries, because with the smeltery we can actually get more out of our ore. Because as you can see, well, ore normally is smelted in the furnace and you get 1 ingot. That's how the base game of Minecraft does it. However, there are multiple mods trying to get more out of the iron ore, like the macerator from Industrial Craft, the pulverizer from Thermal Foundation or Thermal Expansion, the induction smelter, the sag mill, the QED, the crusher, the arc furnace. They all try to get more out of our ore. And so does the Tinker's Construct Smeltery, which gives you 144 MB is 1 ingot, so it gets you 2 ingots worth of ore, 2 ingots worth of metal from 1 ore. 18 copper ore can turn into 36 copper. And you see we have those slots, and we can only fill halfway into it because the smeltery isn't big enough for more, which is why we need to expand on this smeltery eventually. But now we can see nothing is happening, but that's because we don't have any fuel in there yet. Wait. Ah, yeah, right. This quest gave us 4 lava cans. And with those, we can fuel our smeltery. Lava cans are single-use containers for liquids. Did this just change? And now you can see the ore is melting now. And it's slowly using up the fuel. And then once it's molten, we can put in more, but also can get the liquefied copper out. Now we have 18 copper ingots worth of metal in there, and we can put in the rest. And now we can start getting the copper out in blocks, but only after you get another drain, which is why we have to get this out and this. So now we have a second seared faucet. We put this in again. Actually, no, we still have to... Actually, no. Right. So now we can get out this liquefied copper. It will drain into the basin, and then it will start to cool down and then turn into a solid block. There we go, we got a block of copper. Now we need to get the other blocks out. And since 9 ingots are 1 block, this will leave the smeltery empty, which is fine, because we have more plans for that. But before we craft what I want to craft, I will show you one thing about the tool station. Now you can see this tool station has pickaxes, it has shovels, hatchets, it has this mattock, which is basically a mixture between all different kinds of tools. You can use it as an axe, you can use it as a shovel, you can use it to till land, to plant crops. You can make swords, like a broadsword, a longsword, a rapier. I'll pronounce it intentionally like this because maybe it would sound too much like another word. A dagger, frying pan, a battle sign. I don't actually know if you can place them down in this version. A chisel, which can be used for certain blocks. The frying pan can be used for cooking. Then this short bow, arrows, throwing knives, and javelins. And you can also just use it to repair and modify tools. However, that's not all Tinker's Construct has to offer. Like, if you look at Tinker's Construct, there are more tools. There are more tools than we can make. There are more tools than we can make. Like, there are lumber axes, which can chop down entire trees in one go. There are cleavers, which can do a lot of damage in comparison to other weapon types. There are scythes, which can harvest leaves and also do an area of effect attack. There are excavators and hammers, which each mine a 9+9 area. Which can each mine a 9x9 area. There are battle axes. I don't actually know what their benefit is. Maybe more damage? But I should read into it more in the Tinker's Construct books. If I am actually working on making those tools or weapons. My point is, you can't make any of those in the tool station. However, when you upgrade the tool station into a tool forge, I'll put it right here. You have more weapon types. You have the hammer, you have the lumber axe, you have the excavator, you have the scythe, cleaver, and the battle axe. Ah, there it is. So it has knockback, area of effect, and we can also mine trees. So that's the benefit of that weapon. Then there's a longbow, which can shoot a wider range. Then a crossbow, which is my favorite ranged Tinker's Construct weapon. You can use bolts, you can make shuriken, and now we can make all of those tools as well. But regarding tools, I'll talk more about those in the next episode. So that's going to be it for today's video. Please like and subscribe to support me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!